Hey, what's up guys, Jakey here. Today we're going to be checking out the MelGeek Horus wireless gaming mouse. Huge shout out to MelGeek for sponsoring this video and sending out the Horus for me to check out. This is a really clean looking mouse with a lot of features packed in as well, and of course top of the line performance. So let's dive into it and go over the Horus. Starting with the price, the Horus is going to retail for $120 USD, but you can save 20% on your order if you use code Jakey at checkout. And it comes in two different colorways, that being black or white. The Horus does support 8000 Hz polling rate straight out of the box with the included wireless dongle, which means you don't have to purchase an 8000 Hz dongle separately like you do with some other mice. The weight here is around 49 grams as well, so it is a lightweight gaming mouse. The sensor here is the Pixar 3950 paired with a low-powered Nordic chip. This means that you will get an extended battery life. Speaking of the battery, inside of the Horus is a 300 mAh battery. Paired with that intelligent power management, MelGeek advertises a runtime of 215 hours on 125 Hz, 155 hours on 1000 Hz, and 22 hours on 8000 Hz. So getting into the unboxing here, it is quite a nice unboxing experience. The packaging here is very clean and the presentation is nice as well. Straight out of the box, you're going to be getting the mouse itself. And this is the design of the mouse right here. On the bottom, you have this hollowed out design, which helps you reduce the weight, but it also has a meaning as well. This is the eye of the Horus down here, and this mouse draws its creative inspiration from ancient Egyptian mythology and the film Stargate. And so obviously the mouse is named after Horus, who is an Egyptian god of the sky. But yeah, overall the design is very clean here. On the side of the mouse you have the MelGeek branding, but you also have this tiny little diamond shaped LED, which will give you information about the mouse itself. And on the front bumper of the mouse here, you actually have quite a unique design. You have sort of a wedge-shaped front scoop, which is very reminiscent of a sports car design. And overall, it's a very nice, unique touch to the aesthetics of the mouse. In the box, you will also get this 8K pyramid receiver, and this has an LED inside as well that you can customize. But I'll touch on that a little bit more in the software section. And there is that rubber material on the bottom of the mouse to help grip on your desk. In the box, you will also be getting a braided USB-C to USB-A cable with that MelGeek branding. It's a pretty nice braided cable here and it feels very high quality. And of course, you also get a quick start guide included as well, which gives you information about the mouse, as well as a legend for the LEDs so that you know what each color means. In the box, you will also find some included grip tapes, as well as some extra PTFE replacement skates. So really quick, going over the coating of the Horus, this is going to be your typical plastic chalk feeling coating that you would find on something like the G Pro Superlight or the Viper V3 Pro. It's not going to be that rubbery coating that you're going to find on the Endgame mice or the Lamzu mice. Overall, a solid coating. I've really had no issues using this type of coating on mice. If you have super dry hands, you might find it a little bit slippery, but in that case, you can just throw on the included grip tape. The clicks on the Horus are very solid as well. There's not a lot of noticeable pre or post travel on any of the clicks, and there isn't any egregious side play either on the main clicks. The Horus does use Omron optical switches, and real quick, here is a quick sound test of the switches on this mouse. Alright guys, now let's get into the shape of the Horus here. For reference, my hand size is 19 centimeters by 10 centimeters. This is definitely what I would consider a medium to large mouse shape, very similar to the Viper V3 Pro. The dimensions on the Horus are 124 millimeters by 66 millimeters, and it's 39 millimeters tall. Currently, the Horus shape is not on Elo shape, so I can't really pull that up for you guys, but you can see here when comparing it to my Viper V3 Pro side by side, the dimensions are pretty similar. The Horus is 3 millimeters longer than the Viper V3, 2 millimeters thinner than the Viper V3, and 1 millimeter shorter than the Viper V3. So you can see there that the dimensions are very, very similar. I would recommend this mouse for both claw grip and fingertip. For palm grip, it's a little bit hard if you have medium to large hands. If you have smaller hands, you can definitely make palm grip work on this mouse. But for most people, I would say claw grip and fingertip is the way you want to go with a mouse like this. But yeah, overall, using it in game, my performance was solid, very comparable to my performance on my main mouse right now, which is the Viper V3 Pro. And yeah, really no complaints, a very solid shape. Plugging the actual dongle in and connecting the mouse, very straightforward. You just power the mouse on and the dongle will light up green to let you know that the mouse is connected. Alright guys, moving on to the software now. I have looked at the MelGeek Hive software before with their MelGeek Centauri keyboard that I reviewed on my channel not too long ago. And overall, using the web-based software with that keyboard was a pretty smooth and flawless experience. And the same can be said using this software with the Horus mouse. So a quick overview of the software here. As you can see on the left side, you can have several different preset profiles. You can export these to share with other people, and you can also import other profiles as well. On the first tab here is very simple button mapping where you can just rebind every key on the mouse to whatever you want. On the second tab here, this is where you can change the LEDs on the actual dongle. You can either have it change based on your DPI, polling rate, or you can set your own effect on it as well. As you can see here, if I set it to reactive lighting and I click, you can see the dongle lighting up as I click, which is pretty cool. You can also set it to a static color, and then you can change the color here as well. So a lot of different little effects that you can put on the dongle. And of course, if you don't like RGB, you can turn this completely off for a more clean look. And the nice thing here as well is that the dongle will actually flash red, as you can see here, when the battery is low, which I find is a very useful function. I love when mice have that incorporated onto their dongle because you can easily see when your mouse needs recharging just at a glance. Moving on to the performance tab, you can set your different DPI levels here. You can also remove different levels if you only use one DPI level, for example. So for me, I would just take out everything except for 1600 DPI because that's all I use. And then you can also change the X and Y axis independently if that's something that you want to utilize. And then down here is where you can choose your polling rate. For polling rate, I always just play on 2000 Hz polling rate. Anything above that is pretty much negligible. And if you hover over these, you can actually see an estimate of the battery life. You can see how much 8000 Hz polling rate really cuts down on the battery life. You can also turn on this FPS competitive mode down here for a little bit better tracking. And then for liftoff distance, you can choose either 1mm or 2mm. Down here in advanced, you can change stuff like angle tuning, angle snapping, and ripple reduction. For most people, you're not going to want to touch any of these features, so we're just going to close that back up. And then finally, in the settings tab here, you can just see all the information about the mouse, and if there is any firmware updates as well, this is where you download it. And that is pretty much it, guys. That is the MelGeek web-based software. Super intuitive, super straightforward. Honestly, I really like the way they did their web-based software. It's very intuitive to use and super simple as well. There's not a bunch of different settings that you can change, which keeps it very simple for a casual user. Alright, so quickly let's talk about the performance of the mouse. Like I mentioned earlier, extremely solid performance here. I really had no issues using this in-game whatsoever. I feel like I can play pretty much to my full potential using this mouse, just like I can with something like my Viper V3 Pro or even like the G Pro Superlight 2. So definitely a top contender, and for $120 USD, that's not a bad price either, especially considering that you're also getting the 8000 Hz dongle included in the box. Obviously, by no means is this an extreme budget mouse, but it's also not priced super expensive either, like some other mice. So yeah, guys, overall a really solid mouse here from MelGeek. If you guys are interested in checking it out, I will leave a link in the description below. And again, if you guys use my code Jakey at checkout, you can save 20% on your order. That's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.